Warning: we document the once inhabited structures of our shared forgotten past, while scratching bloody the itch of curiosity that haunts our imagination. Or maybe we just make videos about abandoned places without taking ourselves too seriously. So let's go on another adventure, friends.
Sean, where the hell are we going today?
Today we are going to the very historic, very beautiful Waterloo Village. Dark greetings, friends. Welcome back to Adventures Abandoned. Today we're at Waterloo Village. And this place has been on my list of things to do and places to be. As you can see, it looks nice and quaint, but there's also cemetery.
This is Dean, and we're in a cemetery. A cemetery is a plot of land designated for burial, not attached to a church.
An abandoned railroad track, a lot of abandoned houses that I really want to show you. They also used to have concerts here. I saw a few concerts here, and there was a very big field that held really big concerts right down the road that way. We're gonna also show you that as well. We got a lot of content for today. I can't wait to show you guys Waterloo Village. Let's go. Oh, entrance is this way. Oh yeah. There used to be a barge right here, actually. This river right here, this stream used to be a barge. Used to have ships come in, drop off goods, and then the ships would leave. Yeah, so it was perfect. They would just back in and then take off whenever they needed to. They had paddle steamers and everything. If you can believe it, the water was deep enough for a paddle steamer at one time.
How cool is it we ran into Eric, and who is ghost hunting today, that we're here exactly the same day.
Can you believe that? Just by chance, we run into a fellow ghost hunter, paranormal enthusiast out there named Eric. And hopefully we get to do a little bit more work with him. He has a REM pod, and he's going to show you how to work it.
Is it worth it? Let me
work it in just a few minutes.
Good. Do you know any facts about this graveyard?
Nope. I do know one thing, though.
It's old.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
It's old. There's a lot of people buried there.
Hey, how many people do you think are dead in there?
A lot.
All of them.
Ah, your dad jokes are just getting funnier and funnier.
Oh, wow.
Here it is. Ooh, there's a lot of graves in here.
Definitely feels colder back here.
It does feel colder, doesn't it? I'm gonna do a little bit of EVP work. It's called electronic voice phenomenon. Sometimes you get lucky while you're recording audio like I am right now and listening through playback. If you listen really carefully, sometimes you can hear disembodied voices, and that's what an EVP recorder does. So while I'm here, if there's anybody that would like to speak to us, I'm recording you right now. I can hear you through this. So if you'd like to speak to us, do so right now, and we'll listen back and see if we can hear you. And that's how you do it. See if we capture anything.
Everyone should like and subscribe to Adventures Abandoned. And remember to ring the bell.
Well, found a nice quiet graveyard.
Awesome, you got it.
Well, this graveyard isn't all that quiet. You could hear traffic going all the way in the back, but it is a nice little graveyard. Very well kept, too. I prefer graveyards that are not as well kept. They're a little spooky, but this one's kept well. Well, as you can see here, sometimes graves get a little disheveled over time. And it's sad to see things like this when it happens, but just goes to show you how long some of these cemeteries.
My joke to you.
How long ago some people have died and have been here. For instance, this one over here, 1911. There's one over there, 1869. Whew. That's why I love history. Well, It's a little morbid, maybe not for this reason, but I mean, it's just interesting to know that some things have been around for that long. This cemetery has been here since, what did I say, 1869? My goodness, it's a long time.
This is an example of a graveyard. See the church? Graveyard.
What I've always found fascinating was that you could see not only when someone died, but you could actually see the years, months, and days. I don't even know how they counted exactly by the day. I mean, you could see right here, 3 months, 13 days. And they all say that. See, that's interesting because modern cemeteries don't do that. So you could see here, died 1905, and they don't tell you how many days, but some of the older ones from the 1800s, they do. They actually tell you how many days and weeks and months the person was by the day, how old they were when they died. That temperature just dropped down here, didn't it?
It does feel
It got cold. Yeah.
And everybody at home knows what that means when the temperature drops.
Means the weather changed. Now you see, if I come anywhere near the antenna here, the lights will start to go off.
It's an oscillator.
And you could hear it.
Just like my theremin.
So nothing's coming anywhere near it, we're good. And if you ask a spirit a question, sometimes, hey, like you would say, go ahead and touch the antenna. If you could hear us, they come, an anomaly or a spirit can come anywhere near it. You can see the lights going off and the noise.
Even on the black parts too. So anywhere on the REM pod except for on the bottom.
Yep.
Now, is a person supposed to be holding it, or are you supposed to put that?
Oh, no,
You're supposed to
this,
put it down on
put it on the
object,
ground.
like a table or a step or something like that.
But we're just holding it just
Or
for
holding it
example
like
here.
that, you could actually do it with that.
And you're going to see a lot more of this stuff on our channel, on Adventures Abandoned, because we do some light ghost hunting on the channel, and we will definitely be using this. You heard us do the EVP recording earlier, and we did a couple of SLS camera shots where you could see what I mean about the stick figure anomalies. This is a very important tool for any ghost hunter out there. And if you're curious, it's called a REM pod. Thanks for showing us.
What do you think this building was?
Don't know. But to think, up to 4 families could have lived in a house like this. Because you have door number 1, door number 2, on the other side, doors 3 and 4. 4 families in one house.
When the British were enforcing the tax codes, what they would do is they would look to see how many power meters you had outside, and then they would know there's too many families living in the house.
The British. Oh yeah, okay, makes sense.
Anything good in there?
Nope. I'm telling you something though, this is beautiful weather out. I mean, see how many gray clouds are in the sky? That's perfect. Beautiful filming weather. They do know we're here, don't they?
So, Sean has just suggested that we be responsible grown-ups, and this is a building that belongs to the Park Services, and maybe we knock on the door and get some information from somebody who actually knows what they're talking about.
Well, let's see if they want to talk.
Shall we? We shall. Hey, they said no.
Well.
This is where the blacksmith would sell his goods.
Or it was a guy named Smith who had a store.
But everybody named Smith, like the last name Carpenter is from the people who were carpenters. The last name Smith was from the people who were Smiths at some point. The English surnames work that way because, you know, English. But the mill was just yonder, and a big wheel was turned, and that's what was power back in the olden days.
Yep.
For steam, electric, gas, diesel, everything else. You would harness the power of wind, a windmill.
And water.
A water wheel, sure.
Believe it or not, I don't know if you could see this from our angle, we'll try and show you, but there's a canal that runs here. Steamships used to pull up here and drop off goods a couple times a year. Paddle ships used to fit through here.
Or maybe barges pulled by mules. Much like
Well, yeah.
that's depicted.
Well, that's true. That's true, yeah.
A towpath, if
They
you will.
actually made a whole diagram of that as well, right over there. Someone beautifully carved one out. I don't know, coat of paint. Maybe 1 or 5 new windows.
Or a level when we redo the steps.
Yeah, whoa. I don't know how you're moving furniture up these steps, but my goodness, you're gonna pull something in your back for sure.
There's
Listen
ladders
up here.
jealous of those steps.
Yeah, I mean, talk about like, you're almost climbing vertical.
Those are definitely some stairs.
Check out the view behind us though. Something, right?
It was probably pretty cool when this place was humming along with, you know, the mill going, people coming up and going on the canal. It's interesting to see it now, knowing that there was that much life here once upon a time.
Used to be. That's what history's all about.
Let's see if someone's home. Housekeeping? You want me to fluff your pillow? What kind of hotel is this?
So the Smith family lived in the homestead for over a century, actually. The family's connection to Waterloo Village began when General John Smith leased and later purchased a number of properties in the area. His sons Peter and Nathan opened the Smith General Store you see over there in 1831.
And that's the truth. What do you got behind you here? That's the mill, I think.
That is the mill. I believe that ran off the water that came down. And I got a tree right here and got some grass. Oh, someone installed
Tree
some
and grass.
over here, and that's
Original.
That's yeah.
That's definitely original.
That came with the building, I think. And yeah, you could see the antique electricity power line over there. That was there when the mill was built, and that was what helped mill all the stuff they used to mill here. Like,
Finally milled products that were milled
yes,
when they were milled.
those products. They were all milled right here. Can you believe that? Right there. To think that's where it was all milled. Well, things have certainly changed around here, I'm sure, over the past, however many years it's been. I failed math twice, so I'm bad with that, but over the past couple hundred years since this town was here, on a serious note, they've added some buildings. Some of these are original to the town, others are not, actually. Some building materials weren't even used back when this town was formed. Think however many people used to live here, all gone. But sure would have been a nice place to live, I think. Matter of fact, I got a place that I want to show you, and it's right down here. Come on.
All right, for perspective, you got me on this side, and you can see there's the mill. This is the area we're just flying the drone through. We were just talking about the original power lines that were here when Jesus came to America. But for perspective, I'm right here, and Sean is
Right there. Yep. So you caught everything we just seen. It's like you're here with us.
All right, so I looked up this house on the internet, and they said that this house was the home of the guy who came up with the ventriloquist dummy, the first one.
This house.
Yep. He had a little brother who he didn't like, and the little brother was very, very annoying. And so the guy who, John Ventriloquist, that's the ventriloquist house, so, and, you know, it's not a coincidence. But his little brother was very annoying, so he said, I'm gonna make a new friend so I don't even have to deal with you. And that's what he did. He went down to the mill, and he got milled doll parts, and that mill used to make doll parts, And he went down over to the smith, and he had the gears and the hinges made for the arms and elbows.
Oh, wow.
And the ball joints made for the hips. And then I think he had to send away for the face though.
Oh.
Waterloo Village didn't make ventriloquist faces yet.
Oh, okay.
As time went on, they of course branched out and started doing that also. But this is the original ventriloquist house that you've all heard about, which made Waterloo Village so famous, right?
Oh my goodness. Facts, people, facts.
So the original ventriloquist house. I always wanted to see it.
Oh my goodness. John Ventriloquist, huh?
Hey, how you doing there? See? And it's said that anybody who wants to become a ventriloquist for a profession, this is their mecca. They come here.
Right here.
Yep. It's like, a jazz musician going down to New Orleans. This is, they say if you sit here long enough, you'll see a guy with a suitcase, and he opens it up, and there's a little, ventriloquist doll, and then.
Wow.
Other than that, if you don't come here, your lips move when you do the thing, and that's, you're just a little puppet then.
Oh my. This looks like a house I would live in, doesn't it? Suits me, don't it? Whoa, look at this place.
Right next to the giant ventriloquist house is the witching house. It's called the witching house because it has something to do with early English dictionaries and more than one word, a word having more than one meaning and spelling. And the witching house has nothing to do with witches. It has to do with the different spellings of witch. And this is the commemoration zone of where witch and witch, the two different, like when you say witch, that's which one. But when I say witch, that's, my pretty.
You, my pretty.
Yeah.
So this is the location of the witch house. And from what I understand, witches are hot right now. So it's always good to include witch things.
You're into them? Okay, hey. But now you can see that this is the house right in front of you that you're looking at right now. Here it is. There's the witching house. Right there.
Hey, do you have that camera going?
I gotta point it towards the witch's house.
Oh, your equilibrium's off from being too close to the witch's house.
Ooh, I'm feeling dizzy.
It's out of kilter. It's definitely out of kilter.
I am, I feel dizzy just being near it. I really do.
You think maybe eating some leaves will make you feel better?
Yeah. This one looks like a nice quaint house, and almost looks like someone lived there up until recently. You can see there's a ceiling fan and everything in there. What I'm wondering is this. Maybe you guys can help us out with this. If you are a descendant of someone who lived here a long time ago, not saying you per se, I'm just saying,
but maybe you, not you, but definitely you on that side.
That guy over there.
Yeah, with the hat.
If you guys ever had any relatives to places like this, are you allowed to still live in them? See, that's a question that I've always wondered.
I would assume with public domain or whatever, where they claim the stuff from you, they give you the opportunity initially. They try to buy you out. And then if you say no, they let you hold out sometimes for the rest of your life, but you can't pass it on to a descendant. They do that in modern times. But I don't know if somebody has a land claim to something, you might need a good lawyer to work that out.
Well, I know around here there was a railroad track. And you could see a part of it right here. Here's part of the beam right there. And there was actually a couple of different tracks. A trellis, I believe is what it's called, for a train bridge. And they used to have steam engines back then come in here and drop off supplies. Now, I did tell you about the river barge that was down that way a little bit. And they also got supplies in and out through that, but also trains as well. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, is that a beaver dam?
Looks like it, yeah. You know, I gotta say, being that it's December, it is really nice weather out. Not bad.
Not bad, Rabbit.
Not a bad way to spend a Monday either, out here. Abandoning adventures? Yeah, something like that. Oh man, look at that.
This looks like a schoolhouse.
Yeah,
Got
it
that
looks like a
vibe.
schoolhouse. You could see they were starting to renovate that house over there. Last time I was here, they were building that up, which is good to see. As much as I like buildings kind of decrepit and without paint and all that fun stuff, it's just you know, it's good to see that they're getting taken care of too. They used to have concerts here. And there was also the fields at Waterloo, right down the street, which we're gonna go to as well. They had really big concerts there too. But right here used to be an amphitheater. There was a tent going over. There was a stage all the way down the bottom of that hill. And where I'm getting at is this. I once saw the late, great George Carlin.
When I first heard of entropy in high school science, I was attracted to it immediately. When they told me that in nature, all systems are breaking down, I thought, what a good thing.
No kidding you, I saw George Carlin perform here when it used to be an outdoor amphitheater, right here at Waterloo. If you look right down here, towards that area, right down there, maybe about 3 rows in from what would have been. See, that barn there wasn't there. This was when I was in high school. Oh, it was the summertime. I think I was going into junior or senior year, and that was where I saw him. What would you say, about 300 or so people could fit in here, maybe 350, something like that. Very small event. It was not a very big show, but you know, they had a tent. There's a stage down there at the bottom. Really special memories about this place. I almost wish it was still, you know, an amphitheater, because you could tell if you look, it's kind of like shell shaped and it faces down. It almost doesn't even look natural. George Carlin stood right here and did a whole show. There was a stage about as wide as you could see in this shot that you're seeing.
Hey, do you think since John Ventriloquist lives so close by that he performed here also?
Yeah, well, he might have. You know, that brings up a good point. Because if John Ventriloquist did live right down the hill here, he may have put on shows. I mean, it's entirely possible, but who else lived here that could have possibly put on shows?
Do you think George Carlin was excited to perform here knowing that he was in such close proximity to the original John Ventriloquist house?
I would imagine so. I mean, wouldn't you be? I feel like already knowing that the creator of the ventriloquist dummy was here, I guarantee you that he put on a show or two here, because you can only perform on your front lawn for so long, am I right? So you would need a larger stage like...
As creatures are you guys? Weird.
And as promised, folks, this right here was the concert fields at Waterloo Village. This was where so many humongous acts played here. I even personally came here for a couple of them too. You had the national touring acts, and all the big guys used to perform here. But there used to be, back there, and you'll see it in a minute, there used to be a huge scaffolding stage. I mean, massive. Big towers, columns of PA speakers and everything. People used to park their tour buses behind it, and you could fit, I believe it was 10,000 or 12,000 people in this field to watch concerts every summer here. So this is a pretty important and historic place as a concert venue. And I hope they bring it back one day. They should. Well, you can only fit about 10,000 people in here. It ought to, you know, it ought to hold something in here. Perfectly good field going and waste and everything. Show you where the stage used to be. You can already see that this field is massive. It goes on forever. I wasn't kidding you, was I? Compare the other little small amphitheater where I saw George Carlin at. About 300, 350 people, give or take a few. Now compare it with the field, less than a mile right down the street. This is part of the same property, but this was where they held all the big concerts. Aerosmith, AC/DC, everybody, you name it, it played here. Well, this fence is new. This fence wasn't here, but well, maybe it's been here a little while, but not when they had shows going. Right back here was where the scaffolding stage was. And I wasn't kidding, was I? You could fit a lot of people in here. And like I said before, I kind of missed the shows that were here because it was fun. And it's too bad they don't do them here anymore, but they should. They should. Somebody, I don't know, Live Nation or somebody should come here and see if they can repurpose this and make it a new concert venue. Last I heard, they were in fact trying to rebuild the stage. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see where it was. It's all roped off now, but you can hold festivals in here, carnivals. Heck, the circus could even come to town, and you'd be able to fit it right in here. I would love to see this place get bought up and then used as a concert venue again. If any place deserves it, it's this one. And as you can see from the foundation right here, this was right where the stage used to be. If zombies existed, this would be a great place to house them. I mean, look, you got a perfectly good fence going all the way around. You can lock them up. They have a nice big playpen area. And you could fit 10,000 of them in there. Walking Dead should have used that. We had a great adventure today around this fence. But we had a great time. I hope you did too. All right, oh, yeah. And you know me by now, as always, never trust me for historical accuracy. Bye, see you guys. This is a good time to subscribe and watch some of our other videos. And, comment. Hey. All right, well, I'm coming back.
Thanks for watching this episode. We are at Waterloo Village.
Thank you guys for liking and subscribing to our channel. Hopefully you helped us out and you helped share this video too, because we definitely want this channel to grow, and it's gonna grow with your guys' help. And I promise you guys that we are filming more adventures all the time, and we'd love you to be a part of it. Thanks again.